Zed's well back with another one. If you're watching the channel, subscribe, leave a like, and put a comment below and interact with your boy, man. Yeah, just a quick one anyway. I'm just updating on this little Durk situation. Oh my God. The prosecution, the feds are trying to say they have an informer who is alleging that Durk put out 6 hits besides the one he's in jail for. So they say, besides the person that jail, Little Durk is in murder for jail. Besides that murder there, Little Durk wanted 6 other people dead. Now, we all know with Little Durk's case here, the charges on him are not great. They're not too great on him. Like I said, all they've got is him telling someone, don't book the flights using my card. And what was the other one? They had some lyrics that they thought he was spitting after the murder, which they actually found out down the line that he spat them lyrics before the murder, so they can't even use them lyrics in court. So what they've got on Little Durk is very weak, but he is tied in with some other man who they have got quite a lot on. So that's where it's peak. That's where Little Durk needs to either try and separate his trial or try and get his charges dropped. Remember on my video, I told you that he put in a motion to try and get his charges dropped through them accusing him of lyrics that he spat after the murder, which they found out was fake. Little Durk tried to get that dropped. It's mad Little Durk's in there right now. Remember being in there, you know, he might not never come out. He's just lost one of his best friends, OTF Zoo. He died like 3 days ago. And he was with Little Durk from the beginning, before Durk was rich, when Durk was in the grind in Chicago. This guy, OTF Zoo, he was around from the beginning. He just got buried yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So with all this trouble that's on Little Durk's head already, he's mourning his friend as well, and this person who the feds claim is a confidential informant. Yeah, Little Durk must know who this guy is. He is saying he flew with Little Durk on the plane to California. So that ain't hard for Little Durk. Not to say like, because Little Durk might admit that he went to California, but that don't mean he had any involvement in the murders. Do you know what I'm saying? So Little Durk must know who this guy, or have a clue who this guy is, who is talking to the who's talking to the feds. But let's get into this. A witness in Little Durk's murder for hire case provided info of Durk allegedly putting bounties on 6 people and shooting involving OTF members. So they're saying not just the bounty he's got on 6 people, there's been other shootings as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the affidavit. This is the paperwork that says, look, the affidavits further stated that CW1, that is confidential witness number 1, CW1, provided information about shootings and other overt actions that OTF members and associates took to commit violence on behalf of OTF. So this guy, everyone must know who this guy is. I've got a clue it is. They're saying it's a guy named OTF Jam. Yeah. Now, I don't know. We're assuming it is. He's locked up somewhere. He's not locked up with them, whatnot. So we can only assume. But yeah, this person is telling the police that there's been other shootings and that taking place and all this. Bear in mind with this, you know, Little Durk, this guy is accusing Little Durk of being involved in 6 more hits, but Little Durk has not been charged with any more hits besides Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab, the one he's in jail for. So they can bring this up in court to make Little Durk look bad, but Little Durk is not in jail for none of this. He has not been charged with no other 6 hits right now. I don't know if down the line they will try and charge Little Durk with it. But right now, this is just stuff they're going to probably say on the trial to make Little Durk look even more bad. Like say, look, Little Durk got this guy killed and he's also tried to get 6 other people killed. This is what I don't know if the witness is going to get on the stand and say this. Do you know what I'm saying? But Little Durk is not being charged. He's not convicted of any of these other 6 things. So I wonder if Little Durk is going to try and get his lawyer to not make them include this in the trial, because this will just make him look bad, especially if it's someone that was around Durk saying this. You know what I'm saying? But let me read the other part. The affidavit then provided a specific example of racketeering activity in which defendant Banks and other OTF members participated, specifically an Atlanta robbery turned shooting in which defendant Banks and Davon Bennett, that's King Von, were both charged with attempted murder and participation in criminal street activity. If you remember, Little Durk, before King Von died, King Von and Little Durk was on a attempted murder and robbery charge. Yeah, they weren't allowed together. They was on bail, but they weren't allowed together. So he's saying, this informant is saying that, you see, that robbery turned murder was that like he's got proof. Yeah, he can give examples. He's using that example as what kind of things Little Durk gets up to, the robbery that Little Durk, when King Von died, Little Durk got his charges dropped for that robbery and that shooting, but he was on bail for attempted murder and robbery. So was King Von, but King Von obviously died. I don't know if Little Durk blamed it on King Von when he passed away, but yeah, that charge got dropped anyway. So I don't know how he can bring that up when Little Durk beat that case. And then it says, following the murder of OTF member Davon Bennett, aka King Von, the affidavit further disclosed that confidential witness 1 knew that defendant Banks placed other monetary boundaries for the murder of people with whom defendant Banks was feuding, including 6 other individuals. The affidavit also listed evidence corroborating CW1's account of Banks' involvement in SR's murder. SR is Lil Pab, the guy that actually is in jail. The guy that died, that Little Durk, is actually in jail. So he's saying, yo, that they're saying that the informers got evidence that corroborates with Little Durk getting this guy killed. This is what they're saying. So this guy here, he must be close to them if this is true. You get me? If this is true, he must have been, because he's telling them that Durk had beef with this guy, he put money on his head. He had beef with this guy, put money on that guy's head. He had beef with that guy. And then he's saying, look, he put money on this guy's head who's dead now. And that's what he's in. I don't know if Little Durk is locked up behind this guy telling the feds that Little Durk put money on his head. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But we'll find out, and we'll find out, man. But it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. If this guy, this witness here, this witness might be one of the reasons why Durk gets in big trouble, because they haven't got a lot on Durk. The rest of the man now, it's not looking good for them. But they haven't got a lot of Durk. But maybe this confidential witness might be the key to them getting a conviction on Durk, if they do. But in some other good news, yeah, the feds reviewed Little Durk's iCloud, his Twitter account, and they found no incriminating messages, posts, or data tied to his murder case. You get me? So they must have went through all his accounts, his social media's accounts, and they ain't found nothing that they can add towards the case. There's nothing in there. There's no evidence, nothing. So that's on a good note for Little Durk. You get me? That's on a good note for Little Durk there. But this informer might be a problem. This person, this confidential witness, looks like he's going to be the problem for Little Durk right now, because everything else is kind of light on Little Durk. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. I think Little Durk's trial's been pushed back to, it's been pushed back till next year now. So whoa, it's just one of them, and Little Durk's in jail thinking now, yo, if I don't beat this case, I'm never coming out. And that's crazy. That's a crazy situation to be in. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a crazy situation to be in. But yeah, anyway, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel, people. Leave a comment, leave a like below, yeah. And just let me know how you feel about this whole Little Durk case, especially you Little Durk fans. We might never see another Little Durk video. The last video Little Durk done was with Central C. Central C might have the last hip-hop video ever Little Durk it was in. That would be crazy. But yeah, let me know what you lot think in the comments below. Anyway, I'm out. Said's World.
I done sold all this dope for years. just to become a YouTuber. Shit fucked up, y'all.